Show of hands. Who here actually likes their electric bill? Does anyone here agree with the current price increases? The average household in the US spends around $1,686 a year, which comes out to around $140 a month. And it seems that this price will only increase. Have you thought about what in your house uses electricity? Or what would happen if it all went dark? It frustrates me that even though we depend on electricity for our daily life, we seem to be heading towards an energy crisis and no one seems to care. My goal is to try and help you realize the point that we are at and hopefully have you implement some of my solutions to this major issue. I will make no claims to be a scientist or to have a degree to give my words weight. I say this so that you understand where I'm coming from. I am just somebody who cares and is concerned about our current path. I have a coworker who is close to my age, and we got to talking about our future. And he is planning to move out of his parents' house. We discussed how much things cost, like electricity. He then asked me what it was like to be on my own, having a house and paying for my own bills. And I was happy to go into it with him. I told him to think of all of the things that he uses throughout the day, things that are powered, like his phone or even his car. He took a moment to think about it, and he was surprised at the sheer amount of items, but also that he didn't really think about it before. I proceeded to explain that in our area, electricity alone went up 15%, and natural gas increased by 21%. Compare this to North Dakota, where they only saw an increase of 6%, and natural gas an increase of 12.6%. This shows that, at least in Pennsylvania, we are in a worse off area. Angela asked me if this was because of the energy crisis that his mom has been talking about. I explained that the president declared a national energy emergency, which has had many claiming that we are in an energy crisis. The truth is more complicated, though. Currently, the US is not in a deficit on power production. We make enough, but the infrastructure is showing its age. And it's showing that it's due for updates, and also, hopefully, a way to reduce the amount of pollution that we currently make. Angelo spoke up, asking, what could we do? And it made me consider possible solutions. The current power of the US, and also if we are in a crisis or heading towards one. My first solution is probably one of the most important things that you can do in any situation, and that is to educate yourself. Find out where the power you use daily is coming from. You can do this by contacting your local utility company. For example, I use Duquesne Light for electricity and Peoples Gas for natural gas. Additionally, you can use the EIA, or Energy Information Administration's website, to look at the data on the different ways that we make power across the US. Next, learn about the positives and the negatives of each type of power generation that we use. One possible site is again the Energy Information Administration, as they have a lot of credible data on power generation. A large portion of the US, especially on the East Coast, uses natural gas burning power plants. They use this to make power, and this resource is plentiful, so we may not run out soon, but the downsides are severe. Mainly the pollution that it causes. Green alternatives with modern infrastructure to help boost the failing current state is definitely an option that we need to look into. Some of these being solar, wind, or even nuclear power. Following that, read what others across the country are finding, but be sure to check the validity of these people and what possible ulterior motives that they may have, such as politicians who may be incentivized to push for outdated practices like the use of fossil fuels. The oil and gas fields are known for large campaign contributions to politicians, such as in 2021 when some of these PACs donated over $11 million. This comes from open source independent research group. Fourth, reach out to each other. Talk about this issue. You can do this by simply talking to friends or even holding a neighborhood meeting. Try to get the word out. We are all in this together, and we need to consider what we are leaving for the next generation. Do you want your kids to be choking on smog? Or do you want them to have clean air to breathe? Finally, be active in your local politics. Attend town meetings. Before the last price increase on energy, local boroughs, at least in my area, held meetings to discuss this and to see what people felt. You can use this as a great time to voice your opinion and to show your knowledge. Also, try emailing your state representative. Let them know how you feel, and if you're fed up, tell them. Listen, we're all in this together. We can make a real impact on this supposed energy crisis. I believe that if we all educate ourselves on how we get our energy and the effects of it, in addition to seeing how others feel both across the country and in our local area, and also finally, take that information to your local and state representatives. Let them know how you think. Let them feel what you feel. Doing all of this, we can solve this issue. A Greek proverb states, "A society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they know they shall never sit." I fully agree with this. I think you should as well. Stop being complacent. When it comes to your impact on this energy crisis we are heading towards, learn how it affects you and those who will come after you. Reach out and make your voice heard. Make this a place worth passing on to the next generation.